If you didn't watch the debate, here are our 8 takeaways from a face-off that had a few feisty moments, lots of confusing crosstalk, and not one, but 2 mentions of sleeping with teachers. First, everyone talked over one another, and it definitely had desperation vibes.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking.
The night seems better suited for an episode of The Real Housewives than a presidential race. And at one point, the debate moderators even threatened to cut off one candidate's microphone if he didn't stop interrupting everybody.
Can we get back to the question? The question was on technology.
Governor DeSantis, I'm going straight
on this stage.
Sir, we will have to cut your mic, and I don't want to do that.
There was hardly any talk about the government shutdown, former President Donald Trump's indictments, or the President Joe Biden impeachment inquiry. And there was a real divide on Ukraine and Russia.
We have to level with the American people on this issue. The reality is just because Putin's an evil dictator does not mean that Ukraine is good.
Ramaswamy came out the strongest against funding for Ukraine, aligning himself with Trump and many congressional Republicans who want to abandon support of Kyiv. But Ramaswamy's isolationist tilt drew major blowback from former President Mike Pence, Senator Tim Scott, former New Jersey Governor Christie, and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, who all might still align themselves with a more Reagan-esque foreign policy stance on Russia. Those 5 Republicans are more hawkish and more interventionist than Trump. They warned that pulling away from Ukraine would give Russia a free pass to further expand and further empower China.
Russia is a win for China.
We're driving Russia.
For Russia is a win for China.
Excuse me, if you have a chance.
I forgot you like China. That's why
you'll have your chance in just a moment. Yeah. The hurling personal insults isn't helping.
Pence also reiterated Haley's point, telling Ramaswamy that
let Putin have Ukraine. That's a green light to China to take Taiwan. Peace comes through strength.
The debate also took a bizarre turn when Christie said that President Joe Biden is, quote, sleeping with a member of the teachers union. To be clear, First Lady Jill Biden is a teacher, and Christie was trying to make the point that the government can't wrestle away the, quote, stranglehold that the teachers union has when President Biden supports them. The comment also prompted former Vice President Mike Pence to chime in.
My wife isn't a member of the teachers union, but I got to admit I've been sleeping with a teacher for 38 years. And full disclosure.
Rising in key early state polls, Haley came ready for a debate stage battle on Wednesday night. She accused Ramaswamy of liking China, challenged Ron DeSantis' record on energy, and went toe-to-toe with Tim Scott when he accused her of supporting a gas tax in South Carolina. Bring it, Haley told Scott as the two got into an argument that ended with a dispute over curtains in the South Carolina governor's residence.
Bring it, Tim.
Put $50,000 on curtains and a $15 million subsidized location.
Do your homework, Tim, because Obama bought those curtains.
Did you send them back?
It's in the press.
Did you send them back?
It's the State Department.
Did you send them back?
Did you send them back? You're the one that works in Congress.
No.
Haley's been riding a wave of momentum since the first GOP debate last month, where she received positive reviews for her comments on abortion and foreign policy. The former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations embraced her foreign policy background again on Wednesday night in her latest battle with Ramaswamy. After Ramaswamy's breakout performance of the first debate, his rivals arrived in Simi Valley with an opposition research book at the ready. The 38-year-old businessman was a debate stage punching bag on Wednesday night, fielding attacks from Scott, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley.
Every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say.
This was said in a spar over TikTok, the social media platform that Ramaswamy recently joined, despite his previous criticism of the app's ties to China.
We can't trust you.
Scott also blasted Ramaswamy for his ties to China, claiming that he was recently in business.
Last debate, he said we were all bought and paid for. And I thought about that for a little while and said, you know, I can't imagine how you can say that knowing that you were just in business with the Chinese Communist Party.
And then Pence jumped in with a quip about how Ramaswamy didn't vote in a presidential election until 2020, which was only 3 years ago.
I'm glad Vivek pulled out of his business deal in 2018 in China. That must have been about the time you decided to start voting in presidential elections.
After surging over the summer, Ramaswamy seems to have peaked in the polls over the past month, showing how hard it is for every candidate to break through as Trump dominates the primary field. Ron DeSantis' supporters promised that he would step it up in California after he seemed to fade in the first Republican debate in August. It took the Florida governor 16 minutes to get a word in on the debate stage on Wednesday night, but he did, and when he spoke, he appeared more relaxed and confident than at the last debate. He also took a pointed swing at former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight.
DeSantis and the rest of the Republican primary field have been reluctant to criticize Trump so far in this race for fear of alienating his loyal supporters. DeSantis' strength coming into this race was his record in Florida, and he used that to his advantage in the debate, talking up Florida's record on unemployment, corporate taxes, GDP, and education. Not only is Trump up by 40 percentage points against the rest of the GOP primary field in national polls, he's also starting to gain on Biden in a general election matchup, and it seems like the former president is trying to pivot to the general entirely. He hardly acknowledged the debate during his Michigan speech on Wednesday night, and the debate moderators seemed to even agree with him, asking the candidates if they could vote each other off the island and pressing them to explain their mathematical path to the nomination when Trump is so far ahead of all of them.
It's now obvious that if you all stay in the race, former President Donald Trump wins the nomination. What is your mathematical path,
Yes.
Governor DeSantis, in order to try to beat President Trump, who has a commanding and enduring lead in this race?
I'm Stephanie Murray, reporting for The Messenger, and here are some other weird moments from the second GOP debate.
None of you have indicated that you're dropping out. So, which one of you on stage tonight should be voted off the island? Please use your marker to write your choice on the notepad in front of you. 15 seconds starting now. Of the people on the stage, who should be...
And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
My mom had to work overtime in nursing homes in Southwest Ohio to make ends meet and pay off our home loan. So I understand that hardship is not a choice, but victimhood is a choice.
So, of course, a little frustrated because we came tonight to not watch a debate, but to participate in the debate and have Americans understand that there's a choice.
And you don't feel like you were a participant?
Well, I had to fight my way in. I mean, literally, I think I got like 1 or 2 questions in 2 hours.
I'm here with not a Republican, but a Democrat, the governor of the state of California, where we are. Thank you so much for coming here.
It's great to be here.
You're here in the belly of the beast.
What are you suggesting? A Democrat at the Reagan Library during a Republican debate is the belly of the beast?
I mean maybe.
Objectively.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the debate. I thought it was a nothing burger. Honestly, I'd be hard-pressed in 72 hours to think you guys will be talking much about any aspect of this debate. I didn't think any punches particularly landed. A lot of people talking over each other.